What is going on, 5'9 Gamers? My name is Joe Wags, and today I will be your host for your favorite podcast, the Dokkan Podcast. Our podcast is presented to you by 5'9 Gaming and our friends at Manscaped. 5'9 Gaming is your source for all things gaming, anime, and entertainment related, and Manscaped is your source for everything grooming related. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things 5'9. Today's episode is 92. This episode is Divine Justice. Today, I will be joined by a couple of amazing guests. First up, we have the man who is simping for Ganyu, Minato. How are you doing?
I'm the number one Ganyu, so what can you expect? I'm out here, I'm gaming. But yeah, hello. Nice to be here again.
Very good, very good. And next up, we've got the master of the slime gotcha himself, Ice Cold Joker. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'll change my profile pic to whatever swimsuit waifu we get in slime next month, so be ready for that.
Yeah, we know swimsuits fix everything, right? So if the game's struggling, you just put some swimsuits on, get the revenue, you're good to go. I don't know. Dokkan has not capitalized on that. I think the closest thing we got was that New Year's 18, where she had like the New Year's robe on or whatever. But Dokkan really doesn't do that. You know,
you play really Dokkan for big muscly men who beat the crap out of each other.
I know.
This is not about waifus here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we like our gigantic hair and our gigantic muscle shirtless men. So I don't know. That's Dokkan for you. So anyways, let's jump in before we get too off track here. So we're on JP here, and our first topic is Merge Zamasu. Crazy, insane LR. We do have a JP player here to help us out. So Minato, tell us, how is this Merge Zamasu? How are your summons, and do you think he's the best yellow coin LR?
I would say my summons went pretty well. Got him in about 500 stones, so definitely not anything too bad at all for sure compared to other chefs I've had in the past. In regards to how he is compared with other yellow coin LRs, I would say he's probably the best yellow coin LR unit out right now. I think he's definitely easily, no matter what you think, he's like a top 10 unit in the game at minimum. I think personally in my own rankings he would be at 5 or something like that, right? He's very, very powerful, good for Super Battle Road, good for Red Zone as well. Just an all-around really strong unit. Doesn't have really many weaknesses in his kit. I thoroughly enjoyed using him as well. His animations are just incredible. Just a fantastically done unit in my opinion.
Would it be crazy to call this unit with the LR Goku Black and Zamasu the best rotation in the game? Is that crazy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best rotation in the game. I would say it's definitely one of the best rotations in the game. Okay. Maybe a top 3 rotation even. But it's you could say Vegeta and Trunks, and then the LR Gods I think makes a much stronger rotation. Because those units are better, right? But that, in my opinion anyways.
Yeah, I do feel like they are one of the better rotations. Joker, do you have any thoughts on this Zamasu? Have you watched any footage on him?
Yeah, I've seen a couple showcases for him, and he looks super good. Sure, his defense in turn 1 isn't the greatest because it's not that high, and his 20% damage reduction isn't overly good. But you put Tech Goku Black and Zamasu in front for the guard, and then he gets his double supers, and then he's over 500k defense turn 1, and then you're just fine, and he's annihilating pretty much everything in his path. So I think he's a very, very strong slot 2 unit who goes very well with a very good slot 1 unit that already exists. So
yeah,
that I'm not a big fan of his super weird part of his passive where he has to get hit 25 times or something to activate everything. That seems quite excessive and built for an event that is not in the game right now, because if you're taking 25 hits in red zone, you're probably dead,
right?
On average.
I think that it's actually just not possible to take those 25 hits in red zone. It's just literally the team you're gonna use them on will do too much damage probably, and it's just that's basically you're just gonna move too fast with how much damage this guy does because he has super effective double supers. Just want to add that in there. Those sections of his passive that you're just not gonna see right now. So it feels like they're gonna have some new difficult content coming soon or something. Who knows? Worldwide Celebration's coming soon, so maybe we'll see something there.
What do you think about his the really crappy part of his passive where he gets damage reduction per hit that resets every turn? Have you noticed any?
I wouldn't say it's bad, right? Okay. It's definitely not as bad as what Blue Evolution has, because he starts off. First off, Zamasu has much higher defense, like at
Mhm.
least like probably like 3 times higher defense than Blue Evolution does, for example. And he starts off with a higher damage reduction as a mount. So even though overall it's a lower amount of damage reduction, it just works much better as a mechanic on Zamasu. He doesn't even really need to build up to the full 30%. It's nice, but he can survive Broly super attacks without it. Just talking about the rainbow level, though, to be fair, 55%, it definitely is a lot helpful to get that 30% reduction.
Yeah, that's the only thing I hadn't really seen is how much of a difference that made, or if you even got to that, because normally he just kills things too fast.
I mean, I would say usually since he's in the second slot, he doesn't really take that many attacks from what I've seen, right? Which is again, asking for 25 attacks is a lot to do for the key, right? But he's really good with key anyways, because he also orb changes. And then for the first 5 turns, he gets the LR Gohan mechanic with the 1 key per rainbow key sphere. On 1 key per any key sphere, I believe. So very, very strong.
Yeah, that mechanic's always good when LRs have that, because the biggest thing with an LR is if you can't get that 18 key consistently, it really hurts. So I think the Zamasu having that really, really helps. Vilify wants to make sure everybody knows that he pulled him on a single. So congrats to you, Vilify, and I'm sure there's a lot of jealous people out there that wish they could get this guy on a single, right? Minato, can you go over the banner with us? I haven't really looked. Like, is the banner any good? Should people actually summon on this thing?
I would say skip the banner. The banner is like just right? We're talking about JP though specifically. Who knows what's gonna happen for the global version, right? But the banner is like in LR Rose is not really that great. Tape on Minosha's not that great. It's like most of the units are just old and kind of suck at this point. It's basically just Zamasu and then the STR hybrid Saiyan support trunks. He's okay now, like, but he's definitely aged out a lot after the 200%. So really the only unit that you would actually use is the Zamasu. So I would say skip personally, even though he's really, unless you're like a huge Merge Zamasu fan, of course, again, that's always the bypass. If you're a huge fan of the character, go ahead, have fun. But objectively speaking, it's actually a very bad banner, even for like a normal Yellow Coin LR banner that with the update, right?
Gotcha. All right. So, do you guys have anything else to say about the Merge Zamasu LR? Any other comments on that?
Would you say he's better than Golden Frieza, Minato?
Yeah, I would. From using both of them, I think Zamasu is better because I would say Frieza is a better Super Battle Road. I don't even know because you have to keep in mind, even for Super Battle Road, Zamasu has greatly lowering attack in his 18 key than a normal lower attack in his 12 key. So whoever he hits, if they survive even, they get hit with a 50% attack debuff in total because he guaranteed double supers. And he probably is going to kill them because he's doing way more damage than Golden Frieza, right? And his defense is probably also way better than Golden Frieza as well. Just because it's like so much higher, even though Frieza's damage reduction is higher, right? Just Zamasu does a lot. I think the only issue with him is that he wants still probably another Goku Black and Zamasu lead unit, because I don't really like him on the Vegeta and Trunks team that much. That's his best team, right? But it's just like Vegeta and Trunks suffer from having non-bonded parent and child. Like if you're running all the Goku Blacks, right? Then you're not really gonna get that past the intro animation for the Vegeta and Trunks, which is very helpful, especially in early content, right? In early stages, I mean.
Right.
Makes
So, yeah, I'm trying to think in my head like who's got a better team, this unit or Frieza, because Frieza doesn't exactly have a 200% leader skill either. And you've got the LR full power Frieza, but like I'm not really running a lot of Wicked Bloodline right now, so it's kind of hard to say, but I think I'm liking the Zamasu a little bit better personally, just because I love that rotation so much of him with the Tech LR. I think that's just a really formidable rotation. The big thing with units is there's like units that are good after super, like slot 2 units are like a dime a dozen, right? So what makes a unit like this so good is that he's got a slot 1 partner like ready to go. It's part of the reason like why Ginyu's so good with Raccoon and Goldo in slot 1. Anytime you have that protection behind you, it's really, really, really good. Anything else, guys, before we move on to our next topic?
I'm good.
All right. So before we move on to our next topic, we are going to just pause for a word from our sponsor.
So Support for the show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer just for you. You can get 20% off and a free worldwide shipping discount with the code down below on your screen right now at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that equates to around 8 million balls. So basically, we received the Performance Package 4.0 in the mail, and we're gonna go through quickly what came in the package. So first things first, we did receive the Manscaped Weed Whacker. That's the first thing here, obviously. This is the electric nose and hair trimmer. Then they actually did provide us with some boxer briefs right here. Then we actually ended up getting the lawnmower trimmer over here. Then we ended up getting the crop preserver, which is a deodorizer, very useful. And then we got the crop reviver, which is a toner. So this package, very, very useful if you guys are interested in this. Even if you yourself are not gonna use this, you can buy it as a gift for somebody. But yeah, just don't forget that in order to get this, you have to use the code. Well, you don't have to use the code down below, but it would give you a big discount if you use the code down below. 20% off and free shipping with the code. Depending on what podcast you guys are watching right now, it'll be different. But the code right here on your screen is what you use to get the 20% discount as well as the free shipping. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
All right, and we are back with our next topic, and this is actually, to me, this is probably like the hottest topic this week, is that Vegito Blue is actually getting buffed. This is kind of crazy. So I want to have a little discussion about what you guys think about it. First, how much better do you think he is? Did our complaining actually work? Like, should we complain about units more often? So let's start with Joker on this one. What are your thoughts about this Vegito Blue being buffed just in general? Do you think it's a good thing, bad thing? Should we complain more?
I mean, him being buffed is still really good. I mean, it gives him a lot more power and defense because it is multiplicative. Is it enough to really save his EZA and make him like go from complete L to complete W? I don't really know. It's 50% is a lot with LR stats and what he's getting, and like that's cool and all, but I don't know. I think I'd still give him like a 7 out of 10, and I wouldn't be convinced otherwise to put him any higher than that. It's good, but not great, I think, is what I'll say.
Where would you rate him, like with this upgrade, where would you rate him on free-to-play LRs? Do you think he's good enough to be the best, or do you still like another unit better?
I think I still like Roshi as the best free-to-play unit because he just does so much. Like, he's got the dodge, he's got the revive, he's got stuns, he's got seals. He has so much in his kit that he's really versatile.
Yep.
But Vegito Blue, I think, is a comfortable number 2.
Yeah, I'm also thinking the Ginyu LRs might be up there too. I really like those as free-to-play. Right. Yeah, they're pretty busted as well, especially on their teams. Minato, how about your initial thoughts on this Vegito upgrade?
I think that I really, really like the upgrade they did for him. The extra multiplicative stats is going to be huge, especially with the stacking. And then on top of that, he does get a high chance to do the additional super now, which is a drastic difference from a medium chance, I find, right? The 30% to 50%, it's huge, right? In game when you're actually using it, you could feel the difference, right? On top of that, right, you have to keep in mind that he is also getting these special equipments, which we already were going to have, right? But like in total, what I'm going to do with my Vegito Blue is I'm going to actually be able to give him 3,000 extra equipment, I believe, with the special unique equipment that he's getting. So he's going to have like 16.5k defense with me once I'm all said and done and got all the equipment to them, once they finalize giving us all the story mode stages. And that's going to do a lot with the extra 50% multiplicative buff. He also does a lot of damage. Keep in mind, compared to like these other LRs, like, the Ginyu Force, right? They could do solid damage, but Vegito's going to be doing a lot more damage on average because of his additionals, especially.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just stat-wise, he may end up being stronger as well. I want to use him in game before I really give any final conclusive thoughts. But I can see him being better than the GNU Force units.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to wait and see. I would say for sure, on the future Saga team, I'll probably run him over the Tech one. But that's not because I'm saying he's better. I think the Tech one, for example, would be a better unit. But him having prepared for battle was such a huge difference, right? Prepared for battle, obviously we know how good that link is. Having that link and not having that link is a gigantic difference in my opinion. So yeah, I'm really impressed that they actually moved forward to fix them. No, I do want to also point out, sorry for rambling on here. I do
No,
know
you're
that
good.
you stated that, we're saying, hey, should we complain about this more? I would say it's always good to leave your criticism and feedback on a unit like that, but I wouldn't expect these things to really happen often at all, right? We did literally the same thing for AJLR Gohan literally 3 years ago.
Yep.
That did nothing, right? There was just a lot of pushback by the Japanese player base on this as well. So it could be just different, I'd say for sure. But regardless, I am very glad with the changes that they made. And hopefully, he'll be a lot better than what we're expecting once I'm actually able to see him in game. Which could be, I think like around a week from now, we'll be able to actually finally get his Easy 8 done and stuff like that.
I think the
Yeah.
JP player base had a big impact on them actually buffing him because like they make most of their money from the JP players. So Global does, make a lot, but we complain a lot about a lot of things and they don't care. But as soon as JP like really sets a precedent about hating something, the devs generally take more notice. And I think that's what really pushed them.
I think what it is that they do take, feedback and stuff in the global player base, but this is like something that's like a lot of this stuff is specific to the JP version. And then once it's out on the JP version, it's most of the time it's like, especially with like unit designs and unit kits and stuff like that, most of the time it stays the same for the global version. The only time I remember that changing was Physical Goku Black, right? But obviously that was a very long time ago, early in the game's lifespan in terms of, it being 7 years, right? So I would say it's because since it's a thing on the JP version, they probably listen to more of the actual Japanese player base feedback because they intend for the global international audiences to be playing the global version, right? But that's probably just a theory I have maybe. But regardless, it's good that the change was made.
Yeah. I also don't expect this to happen a lot. Like we can complain about Raditz as much as we want and he's not going to change. So
Right. I was going to say, for people that know the history of Dokkan, this is an incredibly rare thing. I think the last time this happened was physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks on release. I believe he had like a negative in his passive, and the JP player base complained about it, and they actually changed it. So I that's the only other instance I can think of them changing a unit before release after revealing the information. Minato, is that correct? Do you know of any other instances that a change like this has happened?
Just physical Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Just that Gotenks and this unit. So
I
again, years apart, right?
Right. So I think it's always good to give proper feedback and criticism if you're not happy with something, but do it in a constructive way. But I think what we're trying to tell everyone is we're not telling everyone not to complain about something if they don't like it, but what we're saying is don't expect stuff to happen because this is ridiculously rare. Like they post that Twitter reveal, like that's going to be the unit. Like it's actually like mind-boggling to me that they changed him. I thought it was somebody doing a sick April Fool's joke in July here, but no, it was real. So, very exciting. Once again, before I'm going to judge him, I do want to see more gameplay footage of him. I want to try him out myself, but I mean, if this guy's hitting like 10 plus mil attack stats with stacking defense, I mean, he's got a pretty good shot to be best free to play unit in the game. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Next up, let's look at, we got Artificial Lifeform Super Battle Road. So I believe this is for you, Minato. Did you take this on yet? I think you had to do it without Cell, right? So how'd you improvise on this one?
Oh, it was easy. I just brought a self run and he kind of cleared it. The lead I brought was it Bootanks? I think it was Bootanks. I would have to check on the run. I did it like one try and it was like, okay, that's it.
Yep.
Right. A very easy super battle road stage. I believe I used Bootanks. I'm actually bringing it up right now.
Sure.
as my leader. Yeah, I did use Boot Junks as my leader, right? Just a very simple super battle road stage. They didn't really put too much difficulty behind it, and AJL just kind of clears, right? So that's what happened there.
Yeah, I feel like the game in general is almost just pushed past Super Battle Road. Like with Red Zone and everything, like Super Battle Road just doesn't really seem challenging anymore for veteran players, right? Newer players, it's still going to be hard. You're going to have to use more strategy. But I feel like for a veteran player, I can't remember the last time I even lost on a Super Battle Road stage, to be honest. So I think most players, if you're a veteran player, you're not really going to have to worry about clearing these as long as you have the right units. And sometimes, like you said, you don't even have the leader. You can get a friend leader to carry as long as you have a suitable leader that can at least get you enough leader skill on your end, right?
Yeah, very true. I mean, so isn't even really an actual artificial life forms lead. That's the funny thing. Actually,
Right.
yeah, none of the units I use are artificial life forms. Because it's like Tech Boo and then LR Super Baby too, and it's like they kind of suck, so you're not gonna really use them, right?
No, that's what I find is my strategy is whatever the leader skill that you need, I just try to use a 200% lead that I can get all units on that category if possible. So sometimes I can make that work. Sometimes you have to use different leads, but yeah, you can be, with your team building, you can play around with it, right? Minato, we're going to move on again too, because I'm assuming Joker, you won't have anything to say about that Super Battle Road stage, correct?
I have not tried it. No.
Yep. Okay. So let's move on. We've got more new quest stages. So what is it? Areas 4 and 5 just came out. Minato, do you have any comments about what these stages are like? Are either of them good for link leveling? Anything players need to know?
I would know. They're just kind of there. I think they're just extra stages. I will say, no, actually, there's one thing. The 5th stage is a stage where you can get the silver EX equipments for LR, Esther, Vegito Blue. And again, I was looking into what's available and stuff. There is this equipment that I really like. Well, there's two. There's one that's an additional equipment that gives 200 extra defense, which is nice. But then I saw there was a level 5 defense equipped for silver. But keep in mind, with silver, each level scales by 200 stats. So
that's 1,000.
It's 1,000 defense,
Wow.
yes. That's why for a gold one, we know there's going to be a level 5 additional and level 5 defense. Gold, from what we've seen, scales at 300 per level. So in total, you'll get, again, like I said earlier, 500 defense from the bronze, 1,000 from the silver, and then another 1,500 from the gold. So that's why I said you're going to get a total of 3,000 extra defense with those equipments. So it's very important to farm those up. And that's what you really want to do with this 5th stage, right? The 4th stage is okay for incredible gems. But if you're going to be farming the 28-2 stage for link leveling, then you're going to have more than enough.
So are these equips legitimately just for this Vegito, or can you use them on any Vegito?
It's just for this Vegito specifically. Okay. If you could use that on Tech Vegito, that'd be busted, crazy. Right? Imagine him because there's equips that give attack as well, right? So, if you want to go that route or defense, right, it'd be really good for him as well. But it's only for this one.
Gotcha. Joker, you're gonna jump in.
That was my exact question.
That was your exact question. I jumped in. I stole it.
Can you use it for other Vegetos?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I.
That would be really cool, but it's kind of like a unique equipment for a specific character. Kind of. Again, this stuff is like a little similar to like what Legends is doing now, and I hope they do more of this for future characters, because those platinum equipments, unique equipments, they're really, really, really. It's really powerful equipment. So hopefully they do more of this, even if it's just for free-to-play units. Because it's like, it kind of gives the stat boost that you would like to see from a TUR EZA to an LR. So it's like, again, this guy is getting the extra 3,000 defense, right? That, I guess, TURs don't get like 3,000 defense most of the time from EZA is like another 2,000, 1,500, right? But it makes a huge difference for sure. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Maybe they can make that a part of this new World Tournament revamp that everyone wants. You get unique equipments every time you do a run, and that would really motivate you to grind. I would love that.
I think what would be cool if it was like part of, because you have to get to like level 100 for these EZAs, right? Yeah. What if they give you like some unique equipments from reaching all the way up to level 100 or something, right?
Yeah.
And then they give it back to some of these old LR EZAs, right? And then maybe they add some extra effects to kind of give them a little boost, like in LR Gohan, right? That would be kind of like re-EZA in a sense, but I think it would be interesting. At the very least, give them extra stats. That could be really cool to see.
Yeah. Now one more thing I wanted to mention on quest mode. I wasn't on the show last week. You guys probably talked about it, but I'm hearing that is 28-2 like a pretty good link level stage. Is that what people are saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to use a lot of stones, right? But you're gonna rank up a lot if you're not like 999, right? And it just has a really good link level chance. 3 guaranteed fights. It takes like a minute and a half to beat the stage on auto, and
High stamina cost.
Yeah, I got my high stamina cost is the only thing, right? But
Yeah.
that will allow you to get more chances in league level. And what I found is how do I explain it? I for example, I got like my emergency Zamasu to level to big bad bosses in like a day, like less than a day basically, right? So that was pretty fun. So yeah, you link level really fast, and my emergency Zamasu is actually almost done at this point, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely like that. So bring that to global and get us those keys ASAP because I want to be link leveling a lot more. I can't wait to get all that stuff. Hopefully the keys, I know this is off topic, but I'm hoping global gets the keys early because that's more of like a quality of life thing. And sometimes we get that early. I don't know if they're going to tie that to the celebration or not, but fingers crossed. I want that early on global, maybe for worldwide.
It would suck if it's not there for worldwide and JP hasn't for global players, but
that'd be good.
Also, that gives me an advantage at consecration. Haha.
Maybe what they'll do is they'll say, hey, if you summon Raditz, you get the keys, and that's how you get the keys. That's how they're going to get us to summon for Raditz over here on Global.
No, they're going to give Raditz like discounts, the tickets. They're
dude,
gonna
if Global, imagine if Global gets extra tickets in the future with Pilaf Trove, I would be like so missed.
It's going to happen.
If it's like you guys get extra keys from like getting those like special ticket packs, I would be so upset. That'd be just a shaft.
I would almost guarantee that. I mean,
I
we
think
get so much
that.
extra box space and meat and orbs and everything just from those ticket packs by themselves. I'm fairly confident that at some point,
I will choose not to believe it. If they do
it,
I will riot.
Or they'll just give us more key packs to buy.
That's right.
I will riot.
You know, Minato, it's not too late to get your global account started during the anniversary. You can just start it up right now. Then you'll be ready to go.
Come join the fun side of Dokkan.
Yeah.
The mid side, that's what I'll say. The mid side. I like being ahead and having fun with units when they come out. Thank you.
JP is simply the beta version of Dokkan. We're playing the real version of Dokkan over here. JP is the test version. We're at the actual version.
Yeah, it's fun having the test version, being ahead and trying out the new things when they're supposed to.
Yeah, the test version, aka Vegito Blue EZA.
Yeah, exactly. Well, where are you guys? I thought you guys got them first, huh? What about that? I like how we're the beta version, but you're still gonna get rad. It's the same. That's crazy.
I know. Well, maybe
you didn't complain hard enough over there on JP.
Yeah, complain more. Well, here's what I think is going to happen on Global. They are literally going to think of every top-tier Dokkan Fest they can possibly throw on that thing, and I think they're going to change that banner up and try to get people to summon on it.
I don't know.
Genyu's going to come back.
Might just stay the same.
It might. You never know, but I think
it's going to stay the same.
They're going to make at least one spicy switch, I think. Something crazy. Like Ginyu. They're going to put Ginyu on there in Global. Yeah, they're going to put
Ginyu back on JP yet?
Well, he hasn't back on JP. No, I don't think that Raditz would be on there. I mean, not Raditz, Ginyu. What unit's next to return on Global? Who's on the Raditz banner anyway?
Probably we haven't gotten Kid Buu and SS3 Goku. They could throw those on.
I think they'll be on Worldwide.
No, they're gonna make the Worldwide.
Yeah.
Well, who's on Raditz's banner? I actually have to check because I guess Ginyu technically could return.
Nappa. Yeah.
Nappa. Dokkan Fest Nappa.
It was Trunks. Has Trunks returned on Global?
Oh no, he has not. It could be Trunks. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be Ajo Trunks then, right?
Yeah.
So there you
and
go.
Gogeta and Kid Gohan.
It's a solid banner, right? It's something special, but
Kid Goku.
Yeah,
it's a solid banner.
Is it though?
I think we should.
Gogeta's been replaced now.
Well, replaced, but you can still use him against like Bojack, right? He's not bad. Again, it's a solid banner. Because Kid Gohan's, well, never mind. It's actually not really that great.
Right? Thank you.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's a solid banner, I'd say at most. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know if
I will agree with that.
I don't know if I call a banner good where the banner unit is better than the Dokkan Fest. Or you could argue that the banner unit's better than the Dokkan Fest.
Remember the Ajo Trunks stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's a whole thing, but yeah.
That is.
I guess we're already dipping into global stuff, so
Yep, that's where we're at. So let's jump into global. So global's got part 2 of the anniversary. We just got some new red zone stages. So Joker, we'll start with you. Did you beat all the new red zone stages? How did it go for you? Did you feel any of them were particularly difficult?
I did manage to beat all of them. I think Baby took 2 attempts because I got an unfortunate hit against a not guarding physical raccoon. But
Yep.
Other than that, everything else was done in one try. And besides the Baby stage, I did no items. So Baby was definitely hard. And it took me a lot longer to beat on my original run. But, I mean, we just have the advantage of having more 200% teams than JP did when it first came out. And it's just no way around that.
Yeah, I didn't find them too terribly difficult. I beat them all my first time, except actually Cooler took me 2 tries. And the reason why Cooler took me 2 tries was because I had burned my items early and I had nothing for his countdown super, and I didn't have a proper unit to block it or anything. I knew right where it was coming. I just had to take it. I literally, though, was like, he had a sliver of health left. I almost killed him before he did it. But I just ran it again and got it on the next run. Versus Baby specifically, I did. I'm not sure which team. Did you do the Ginyu on that team?
I did Ginyu the first time, and then I just did it again with the Super Saiyan 4s.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the run I did was the LR Super Saiyan 4s. I ran mine pretty physical heavy because he's got those int phases. LR Super Saiyan 4s, I did Weirus, GT Goku, and Kefla as my physical units. And then I took STR. Yeah, Weirus is great. I did, because Weirus can dodge. He orb changes. His defense isn't the worst if you grab him some orbs. Like, he actually did. I used pretty much every run that I could use Weirus in. I used him on these red zones, and he's fantastic, actually. And then I brought STR Vegito for his Scouter, which was really good. And then I wanted to bring a Super Saiyan 4, but we don't have the LR Easy A's yet. So I brought STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and he actually did fine in there. Still hits for like 7-8 mil attack stats.
See, for my Super Saiyan 4 run, I brought Kefla, I brought Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, and then I got Fizz LR Gogeta, pre-Easy A, who I probably, now that you mention it, probably could have swapped him out for Weirus, and that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
He didn't really contribute that much, so that would have been a much better idea, but full physical run, besides STR Vegito, and he didn't do much, honestly. I don't think he even supered once.
So we've got the really hard stages coming, but if players are having trouble with it, just jump onto our channels or go into the 5-9, make a comment, maybe someone will help you out. Some of us have Discords and things like that, but it really is just about having the right units. That's all it is, understanding the fight, having the right units, watch videos on it, and I think everyone will be fine. Minato, I know this is a global thing. Did you want to say anything about the Baby fight or any of these red zone fights?
I would say that, Baby and Rudo, again, are difficult. I think that all of them are difficult in their own right? Some people, it depends on your box. Like you said, someone may struggle with the 13 boss while someone beats it in one try, right?
Right.
It really is depending on the person. And again, you have the rest of that. You have permanent, actually, just the rest of the game's lifespan, I guess, to go ahead and beat these stages. There's technically not really a rush to beat them. And I know that there's probably a lot of questions about this, but the tickets for the Red Zone banners will be available when the last stages drop in part 3. So if you're still waiting on those tickets, that's when they drop.
Minato, what are even on those banners? I haven't even seen what's on those banners. What can you get on those?
It's just basically every unit that is in the movie bosses category. No, it's every unit that's from the movie bosses and movie heroes category. Then every unit that's in the movie bosses and let me clarify. Every unfeatured unit that would be on a legendary summon banner that's in GT for the GT banner, and then for the movie banner, obviously for movies. So you can get LRs like LR Janemba, LR Super 17, stuff like that. I don't think that there's any recent LRs that Global has gotten that would be added to those banners. At the top of my head, I mean, again, I would have to take a second look here to see, but I don't think Global's gotten anyone that would be really added to those banners.
Right.
Because Global hasn't gone Golden Frieza, for instance, who's on movie bosses, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Global shouldn't really get any additions, I believe. Yeah, Global's not going to get anything new, right? But the banners are pretty solid. They're just for being free summons. I personally got, I I think I know I got LR Janemba off there, and I think I got another LR too, right? So again, you can get pretty lucky, and I think maybe the banner units. I don't know if there's any like movies or GT banner units that you guys got recently that wouldn't be on JP, but yeah, that's pretty much it from there.
Oh my god, the GT banner is awful.
Yeah, the movie
Nova Shenron, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Hellfighter 17, Int 17, Pan, Pandel, Bullpan, and then the featured unfeatured LR, Baby Super 17 in the GT trio.
Yeah, I get the movie banner is definitely way better,
Yeah.
right?
I would take a Super 17 though. I don't have him.
Like
yet.
you have Tech God Goku on there. Again, did Global get anything from movie heroes recently? Like, do you guys remember? Or
I don't.
Or bosses or anything? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so either.
No, I
So,
don't.
Looks
yeah,
like
the banner's
the
probably
newest
stay the
unit
same.
on this banner is the Goku Piccolo in from the
Yeah.
Garlic Jr. fight.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. So I wouldn't expect anything new, but yeah.
Okay,
Let me,
well,
I'm
something
double
to look
checking
forward
here
to.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Jacko hasn't gone Jacko yet, right? So
No, we don't have Jocko. No.
there you go. But yeah, free summons. So that's when they come out, part 3.
All right, sounds good. Something to look forward to. Next up on Global, we have 4 EZAs actually. So we've got Physical Omega, we've got Tech Gogeta, God Goku, and God Vegeta. So let's just start with Physical Omega and Tech Gogeta. Joker, what are your thoughts on these units? Have you used them? Do you like them?
Yeah, Tech Gogeta, I mean, he's like the first unit that I can really remember summoning for when I started playing Dokkan, so he's got a special place in my heart. And the fact that he finally gets his EZA and is very, very good. Like, on the 200% team, he's hitting, I think, 7.2 million super effective against all types half the time. And then his defense is like 300k-ish, if not more, if he double supers. He's really good. 70% chance to counter. Unfortunately, that doesn't really apply in some of those later stages because it's a dodge and not a nullification.
Yep.
But he's an older unit, so it's just kind of built in at this point.
Right.
Omega is really good, and the fact that he can begin his stacks by not having to do super attacks is really nice because he can do like 4 attacks in a turn, so you can build up really fast. It's just that his teams are kind of ass.
I mean, him as the leader is pretty much the team you're going to run him on.
Yeah, but he does share all 7 links with a new Tech Sin Shenron, so I mean, you get both of them to link level 10, and they're throwing out some disgusting numbers together.
Yep.
So I'm a fan of both of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I think the night before these EZAs came out, I think I slept and had a nightmare where I woke up, got their EZAs fully done, looked at the passive, and it said to be released. That would have been like the worst nightmare for global players. For those of you that don't know, these guys were released without their leader skills originally, which was kind of a crazy thing, but they wanted to push them out early. So for me, the thing you're just talking about with Physical Omega and Sin, I know you guys probably talked about Tech Sin last week, but I was really impressed with Tech Sin. I've got them both rainbowed full level 10 links, and I did a showcase on them, and I was super impressed with them as a rotation, just keeping in my mind that this wasn't even a 200% leader skill. But Physical Omega, like, built up, he's dropping 7 to 8 mil attack stats, multi-supering. He's 300k starter turn defense. Tech Sin only starts with like 150k starter turn defense, but when you get the orbs with him, they're all like multiplicative and they're on super attack, so you don't actually see his defense. So I'm gonna have to ask Minato here. Do you know what Tech Sin's defense is, like rainbowed with 7 orbs? Like, do you have a ballpark, or would you know?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah,
because I think he's
I would have to like do it math separately.
It's probably around like 400k or something.
It's got to be something crazy because he's got like 3 different 50% procs, and I think he's got another 70% proc or something. It's crazy. So just know that, like, you put Tech Sin in slot 2, and if you get 7 orbs, he's gonna be tanking, and he's hitting like 7 mil attack stats himself. So I really enjoy them as a rotation. I would really love to see them on a 200% lead. There's honestly a part of me that wants Worldwide to be GT related and give us a GT Bosses 200% lead. I would love to see that. We'll talk about Worldwide later at the end of the podcast if we have time. But yeah, I was really impressed. Tech Gogeta, I was also impressed with him. I think with him, like, additionals are really important because he's got like a great stack, and his numbers shoot up really quick. And I think he's like a He's got a 2-turn stack up to, or he can stack up to 50% or something with 2 supers. So giving him some additionals, I think, really helps. The big thing with Tech Gogeta, like the big value with him is his 70% dodge chance, which he carried over. The bad thing is that like the place you'd want to use him is Red Zone Broly, and he blocks dodging. So it's really unfortunate that he can't counter when dodging is blocked. I'd say that's the one thing that stinks for Gogeta, is some of the hardest content like blocks out his best mechanic. That's what I would say on there. Minato, go ahead.
I know I've seen a lot of people saying that, but I kind of think the opposite way. I'd rather that the stages he would have type advantage in at the hardest phases, that he can't evade there because he would already take a lot less damage, whereas the stages that he's more type neutral in, or even type disadvantage, he would have a lot better of a chance because he wouldn't be able to take the super attacks as well, right? So like, let's say you could probably even run this guy in the Omega Shenron stage, because you know you have that 70% chance to counter. You could put him in front of that Omega Shenron super attack and have a really high shot of just shooting it right back on Omega Shenron, right? Or, you know, say you're facing against Super Janemba or Bojack, right? Some of these stages where he'll be able to have a better chance of surviving with the counter than if, you know, it's a type neutral event, the enemy that disables it, right? And you know, 13 and Broly, I don't know if I would really run him against Broly, because Broly has a lot of other phases. And they all disable evasion, but like 13, for example, the first stage you can still counter, and then after that he has type advantage, right? So, just my opinion, I think other people see it in a way where you're going to build units to only be type advantage at the end, which you can do for sure, but in the event where maybe you only really have a Gogeta as an option on some of these teams, it's going to end up being more useful for you.
Yeah, and I mean, if you really want to roll the dice, you could take him into like physical cooler and put him in front of the countdown super, right? And just say, hey, I'm going to take my 70% shot here that he's going to dodge it, and if not, you lose. That's just the chance,
Cooler is just a baby Omega, right? So it's basically the same thing there. And his defense, even against Omega, he won't be able to tank really normals that well, but if you put him in the last like that and he's able to get the counter against a super attack, that could be really good for you in terms of surviving. But yeah.
All right. Very good. Next, let's move on to Tech God Goku and Tech God Vegeta. So Joker, what are your thoughts on these units, and did Vegeta get the shaft here?
I mean, what more can we ever say that's not been already said a million times about Tech God Goku just being an absolute chad of a unit? No, he can't take damage. Like, he can, but it's rare.
You're not going to run him in situations where he doesn't have the damage reduction. So when you use him, he's invincible. That's how it is, right?
Yeah, and was it 6 links with the LR gods, or is it 5?
I think it's 5.
I think it might be 5. I could check right now, but it is a good amount of links that he does share with the LR gods.
It's a good amount of links, and he's orb changing for him, and he's just an incredible link partner. Like, that's what the LR gods needed, because when, you know, they originally dropped, the Super Saiyan 4s have, you know, a bunch of Super Saiyan 4 units to link up Saiyan Roar. So it's good that the gods got Tech God Goku to link. Vegeta, actually, in my one time that I ran him in Red Zone, he actually always guarded for me. So he held up on his end of being a very, very good unit. But I did see him not in the Red Zone, not guarding, and then I just kind of giggle, because it's just a sad letdown of a unit. His stats are good. It's just that if you don't guard, you're not really taking advantage of his biggest asset. Like, if you're not running God Goku in a situation where you have his damage reduction, he's still a solid unit, could be a lot better. Vegeta is a solid unit, could be a lot better.
Yeah, with Vegeta, the other big thing about him is he wants to be hit to get his passive, and if he doesn't have the guard, he can really be in danger, right?
Yeah,
he definitely hits hard. I had him hitting like 7 mil plus attack stats, and he infinitely stacks attacks, so there's no limit to how high he can go. But I think where Vegeta got the ultimate shaft, so these are kind of like parallel units, right? So for God Goku, basically he gets 77% damage reduction against movie bosses, and then with his EZA, they just plugged on pure Saiyans, which that's what made him a god, because there are so many pure Saiyans in the game you can fight against. Vegeta got the same thing, but he literally just got a high chance to stun. So literally they're comparing 77% damage reduction on one side to high chance to stun. I don't know about you, I don't know which one you'd rather take, but that damage reduction seems way better, and Vegeta really got a big time shaft there. So the Vegeta to me is just relegated as like, he's a fine unit. He's a unit I think you can run. I think you can hide him through red zone if you really want to, but he's not dominating like God Goku is. Minato, what are your thoughts on God Goku, God Vegeta?
God Goku good, God Vegeta bad. I feel like you guys described one off right. God Vegeta just the high chance is really the issue, but I think
Yeah.
a bigger issue is he either should have kept the 77% stats for longer, or he should have stacked defense.
Yeah.
There's like small things you could tweak to him to make him better, but not much else to say. I mean, I feel like we know these units at this point. You guys have used these units too, so that's really all I have to add to there.
Yeah, for me, one thing in general, I think Dokkan as a quality of life could do to improve all of these high chance to guard or even chance to scouter effects is just let the player know if it's active before you take your turn. So if you know if he's got the guard, then you know whether you got to hide him or if you can put him in front of stuff. I think just that quality of life alone would help these units out. But all in all, it would just be better if he guarded. Like, God Vegeta, if he just let's say he had high chance to guard, but then if it's pure Saiyan or movie bosses, it's guaranteed guard. That would make him like ridiculously busted. I don't see why they couldn't have done that for him. I feel like just giving him that guaranteed guard there would have been really nice also.
I think, yeah, that would have been really good, right?
Yeah.
That would have made him like just absurd, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's really, I just want to add to that. Just thinking about that makes me just like, just my mouth water, like, oh, guaranteed guard against those enemies. Oh my God.
that would be nice. And then he would be definitely more runnable, and he definitely hits hard enough to warrant being on rotation. So he just doesn't
I
have
would
the
say
defense to back it.
That's probably the one thing people will be surprised at, his damage. He does a lot of damage, right? He does
Yeah.
like 7 million attack stats eventually, like triple supering, greatly stacking attack. Because all those god links, he gets like 90% attack from links. It's really massive, right? Once you get all of them active. So that's good for him.
Yeah, and I mean, you could put Tech God Goku in slot 1 and this Vegeta in slot 2. They link up. I think they link up for at least 6 out of 7 links, something crazy like that.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, and then if you like that Vegeta on rotation, you could do that. But then, why wouldn't you run the LR Gods on rotation? So that's just how that goes. But yeah, I think the Vegeta had a lot more potential. He's still not a bad unit, though, by any means. I definitely wouldn't call him bad. I think he's definitely a pretty decent little unit. Just the God Goku overshadows him so much. So next up on Global, we've got some extra missions for Legendary Vegeta and Legendary GT Goku event. For Legendary Vegeta, we had Super Saiyan 2 and Majin Power. Joker, do you have any trouble with these?
Not really. I didn't want to use Majin Vegeta for the Super Saiyan 2 team, so I ended up going with a double KO and Caulifla lead, and then bringing up the girls, and then a bunch of like Fizz Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then the transforming Goku.
Yep.
So I just, everybody stacks, right?
Yep.
Everybody
stacks. Yep.
And then the girls don't take damage against the final phase against Evolution Vegeta, so that was fine and dandy. Majin Power is actually going to give people some trouble if they don't have a lot of the fusion units or the heroes units, because you just don't have a lot of good options for long events.
Yeah.
Like Fizz Kid Buu, like even Int Kid Buu is really not that great. You can use either a double Boo-Tanks lead or a Boo-Tanks and your own like tech Fat Boo, and once he gets a Super Boo, he'll do okay against the last phase. But other than that, it's like Janembu is the GOAT.
Yep, Janembu, I was just gonna say, he was my MVP. Janembu was
God for that. I got him to like almost 1 million defense.
Yep. He's just unstoppable there. And then plus if he dodges, then he guards too. It's just crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah, he's really good. And then who else did I bring? It was Boo Bobbity.
Oh yep, it sounds like you brought like my exact same teams, like for both of them.
Yeah.
I did the Universe 6 for the Super Saiyan 2s also, and sounds like we had a very similar Majin Power team. What did you end up doing for GT Heroes and movie bosses?
Oh, that was
our GT bosses, yeah.
Well, GT Heroes is a joke, so
yep. That one doesn't even need to be mentioned, but how about GT bosses? That's the trickier one.
GT bosses, I brought a double I think I brought a double Omega lead, and then Sin, Oceanus, Shenron was there, the LR Shadow Dragons.
Yep.
and I think I had
The GOAT physical Shinron?
I think I actually had him on there too.
Yeah,
he
my
doesn't,
God.
he doesn't
Woo!
support any of them because he's a super class support.
Oh, you mean Nova?
Oh, you're not
Nova.
Nova. No, I did
said
physical.
Sin
I did
Shenron.
physical
Oh,
Sin
physical
Shenron.
sin. No, I
the
did not bring physical sin.
disrespect.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh
My
my
bad.
goodness. Can you believe
Did not
it,
bring physical
Joe?
sin.
I
What?
can't. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, is physical sin even? Ooh, hold
He's
on.
easy.
he's
Yeah.
Mr. Dame Dame
No.
World
Did I
himself.
easy him personally?
Oh, I don't know.
Whoa! That's
No,
a
honest-
disgrace.
Honestly,
Oh,
so
Dokkan
I,
on Twitter, attack him. I'm just kidding. No.
yeah, I did a Shadow Dragon team also, but I ran Tech Nova Shenron just for the support. I ran him over the physical one, and I got him through there somehow. I got him through there, but yeah, I thought physical Sin Shenron was decent in there, but really it's just Omega carrying the damage. He's kind of like he's like a slightly better physical cooler is what people kind of equate him to. But he builds up, he does a lot of damage, he beats things up, and then Tech Sin Shenron dominated in there also. He did really, really well. So had fun with that one.
My Sin Shenron is 1, not easy aid. 2, all link level 1s, and 3, he has all paths open, but I've only fed in orbs to his top left.
Oh wow, you gotta get him going, man. Mine was not full level 10 links, but Big Bad Bosses was 10. I got him to Big Bad Bosses 10, and he's definitely not like super dominant, but he's defensive enough to get through there. So
Sorry to interrupt you guys, but just say I had the best stretch ever right now on camera. Oh my, like it didn't look impressive, but that felt really nice. Oh my goodness. Sitting down here for a while kind of gets to you,
that's right. I'll make sure to watch that one on the playback. I gotta see that proper stretching technique.
Woo! But yeah, I mean, I guess since I already kind of took the talking room, you could be physical Omega kind of carries, right? I actually brought double Super 17 when I did it on the JP version a few months ago, right? I brought Rildo. I think it's a solid option to bring too, right? There's a good amount of options, right? And double 17 can get the job done. I will say that for sure. So if you don't have like Texan Shenron, right? I didn't have him. If you don't have him, you can kind of run that team, right? Because I brought like Agil 17, Oceanus, right? I guess I'll just just go see the video on my channel. Why not? I'll plug.
There you go.
Why not? It's there. But yeah, there's a lot of different team builds you can run, even though it's a very small, limited team. I think there's 1 or 2 different team builds you can use to beat it. So if you do run physical Omega, you kind of just destroy it though. He's that good. He's way past the GT Goku event, I think. Difficulty.
Right. So next up on Global, I don't even know if this is worth mentioning, but the free-to-play units all got awakenings, but like they're gonna easy A and they're still not that great. So somebody asked me if I tried them out yet. I'm like, of course I haven't tried them out. Why would I play them when they're not easy aid yet? They're just gonna get easy aid in part 3. So I don't know, Joker, did you want to say anything on the free-to-play units at this time?
I haven't even farmed them yet, or I haven't even started farming.
Well, there you go. Something I'll throw out, even though like we're saying that they're not good, I still think every free-to-play unit is worth farming. And what I recommend, especially free-to-play players do, is farm up an extra SA5 copy of the Chi-Chi and the Vegeta Bulma. But the LR is quite a grind if you want to get the LR. I'm going to use Kai's on the LR, I'm not going to lie, because he's a bit of a grind. His medals
You're going to use Kai's on an LR who's not even that good?
Wow. Yep, I will, because I got that many. But like, because the drop rate on the medals, you need 50 of them for the LR awakening, and they're not the best drop rate. I've done runs and gotten 0, and then sometimes you get 1, sometimes you might get like 4 or 5, but you would have to farm up an SA10, an extra SA10 copy, and an extra SA5 copy. So you need 150 of those medals. So if you want to do that grind, feel free, be my guest, but that's not for me. But if you're a full free-to-play player and you do want him done, it is worth it to just get the free Kais out of it, I guess. But yeah,
Joe, you sound like someone who doesn't do the full grind for Prime Battle Easy A's.
I have never done that, not a single time. I am not doing the 777 grind twice.
Man,
no,
not
thank you.
Dokkaning responsibly.
No, my time is more valuable than Dokkaning responsibly. I value some things more than that. So
I will be fair. I also used to grind it, but now I just kind of give up and I don't do it anymore.
Yeah. when you get to the point where like I'm always between 200 to 300 Kais in my box, like what's the point? Like
I always have like 20 Kais because I use them all the time.
Yeah,
20
so
Kais?
I mean,
What?
if I only had 20 Kais, then I would be grinding this LR free to play unit right now. But
Keep
I
in
got,
mind,
like, over
you
200.
global players, you filthy, stinky global players, always every year during anniversary, get that special friend point banner where you get hundreds of Kais or something, and you're
Yep.
like, oh my god, why do you JP players not have so many Kais? Well, that's why. Because I don't have that ability to get it. You guys get all your peel-off troves where you get handed out Kais for free like candy. Oh my goodness. Only 20 Kais, yes. I use my Kais like a normal person would. I don't save them and hoard them. Sorry that.
Oh, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't hoard them. I use them, and I just have that many. That's the thing. It's like I'm not.
To be
hoarding.
fair, I this
Maybe
point
you're
kinda,
playing the game wrong.
I kind of use it on free-to-play units.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe because you're playing the game wrong.
I think that's it.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Do you guys summon on the Elder Kai banner every month?
I do not summon on the Elder
You do
Kai.
not?
I don't
ever.
summon on that.
Never.
I still
That's
have like
crazy.
300 Elder Kais and like 50 Grand Kais
Bruh.
of each kind.
How do you guys have so many Kai? Why do I have so little Kais? It has to be something with the global and JP.
It is.
versions.
Well, here's the thing.
It
Here's the
has to be,
thing.
like, come on.
You made that point. That friend summon banner. There are a lot of Kais to be had there. And when I'm walking in there with millions of friend points, I dump everything into that.
I don't even
And-
summon on that thing.
No, the exclusive friend banner that comes
No, I
out.
don't even summon on even that one.
Why? You should.
You're
It's so
that's
good.
kind of
Because I don't
he's waiting
need
for
to.
the he's waiting
You're
for
waiting-
the LR that's coming.
You're waiting for
that-
the new free to play.
Yeah, the new free to play LR we're waiting for.
All you gotta do
for
is hold-
years.
All you gotta do is just hold on to like 200,000 friend points and you're good. Like
If there was a skip button, then I would be more inclined to summon on that friend banner, even when it has
Yeah,
the special
yeah,
part of
we
it. But
need
it
that
doesn't. I don't want to sit there for 30 minutes getting like maybe 5 Kais.
Yeah, we need that skip button. I do think if Global is going to get that, I do think they do that in part 3, don't they, of the anniversary? Is that when we got it last year? Was part 3?
think so.
It's
yeah.
usually part 2, I think, but it
Okay.
should be coming in part 3, maybe. I mean, I'm sure you guys will get it. You always get it, but if you don't, then that'd be kind of weird, honestly.
So here's the thing: there is still a global exclusive event looming for this anniversary, and I don't know. They didn't say what part it was going to be, did they? Or did they say it was going to be in part 3?
I got it. The global exclusive event will be the Friend Point banner.
No, it will not, because we've already
I
had that.
know.
That's not global exclusive.
Coming to global first. I will say, Truth brought this up, and it made me really think about it, and I think it's true. It's probably going to be, it could be an event where, Zamasu has to get hit 25 times. It's going to be an event where characters like that could actually
just have to get
make
hit a
use of
bunch.
it.
I heard him talk about that as well, and I thought that was a good call.
My theory is, and right now it's like a legendary event where it's like, legendary Vegeta event, Goku event, but it's Goku and Vegeta. So there's 2 enemies you fight with each phase. It goes through each saga. It fits with the theme of the anniversary. They could release that really at any time for JP, right? And then, since there's 2 enemies, you're gonna get attacked like 1 billion times. I think that'd be really cool, but just my opinion.
With
Yeah,
the red
like
zone level of difficulty.
Exactly. And then make the blue evolution and UI Goku at the end crit. So if they hit you, you take 400k damage. Amazing. Beautiful. Ooh, that'd be spicy.
Now we're getting a little out of hand there.
Nah. If you die, you die. That's how it should be.
Cancels
screwed.
dodge, cancels guard, cannot nullify attacks.
Yes.
Triple
go all
supers,
out.
attacks everyone, just give them the whole gamut,
Just
right?
crits, yes. Just, they can crit you and then you just instantly die.
They have the ultimate effect. It's just cancels Tech Ultimate Gohan. That's their effect. It just cancels him.
You just can't run them in the event.
You
Like
can't.
Also
they-
cancels damage reduction, so Tech God Goku can't.
you know
use
when
it.
they like prohibit you from running units in the event? It's just that for Tech Gohan. That's
Yep,
it.
exactly. Yep. All of Minato's favorite units banned. 100%.
So all the good units in the game.
All the good units. That's right. Exactly. I mean, they'll let us use Kaba though. They'll let him slide in.
So again, they're
The
banning
god
all the good
himself.
units, right?
Yep. Well, I don't know. You always told me how Inkab is your favorite union. He's so
No,
good.
I
So,
don't.
mean,
I don't know what you're talking about. You are crazy. This is a crazy individual. I don't know if he's above me or to my side. I think he's to my side. This way, maybe. This way, crazy
I'm in-
individual. It's like
I'm-
this, 'cause
I'm-
my camera's kind of
I am so crazy. I'm hosting the Dokkan Battle podcast, and I have the biggest picture than all y'all, so I got the biggest head here. So
yeah, so they can see exactly how crazy
egos over here.
Wow. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. The 5'9" ego. What can I say?
You can just see the craziness in my face, right? So, any other predictions, Joker? Did you have anything to add on this global exclusive event that you wanted to throw out for ideas?
I like Truth's idea that we just talked about. I also would. It's not going to happen, but I would really also appreciate a global first EZA for Vegito Blue and Viz Broly.
Oh God, that would be
not that it's ever going to happen, but
that would be over the top.
I would love it.
I don't know. I'm still
that would be cool, but
yeah,
I just think that's I expecting like 2 more EZAs, and when you already have like 7 or 8 during the anniversary, like of major units too. I feel like
where would they ever slot them in on JP?
I would temper your expectations.
I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know, but I'm letting our viewer base know because again, if you're expecting that, I mean, it's nice to think that maybe it could come, but I wouldn't like really put your hopes on it. It's just a little unrealistic, but again, they're crazy now. They do what they want. What if they're like EZA them and go off, right? And EZA the year 5. So that's not gonna do that. But
geez,
that would be too far. But
everybody gets an EZA.
Yeah, just EZA everyone on global, right? Everyone just EZA. Crazy.
I think at the best to expect, like if you're expecting a new unit for this, I think at best it's going to be a free-to-play unit. I think it's more likely to be like something like Minato said, like just an event you can fight, or like a raid. I could see there being like a raid event where you just earn rewards, Kais, things like that. I mean, because Minato needs more Kai, so give global
we already
more
have the All-Star raid that's coming, right, for the EX part.
Oh, sure.
Don't forget
I don't think
that.
they do 2 raids.
But think about it. During the EX part, Raditz is going to be out, right? So it's going to be the EZA for Raditz. Duh.
And Turles.
It's gonna be Raditz exclusive skill orbs where you can give him extra stats.
Exactly.
Because like you give him an extra 3,000 attack and defense, and then oh my god, he's so good. What? Not really. I don't even think that'll fix that.
Literally, for Raditz to be decent, you have to double like everything, and even if you double everything, I don't know that he's that crazy.
Double everything and change his multiplier to immense.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. I don't know, crazy. So we kind of talked about a little bit because you brought up the Gogeta Broly EZA. I think that still is a possibility for worldwide. So let's get into some worldwide predictions. My thought is I still think it's going to be superhero, but if not, I like the idea of doing the Broly Gogeta, the Broly movie. I kind of want that. Minato, what are your predictions? Have they changed over time? Do you think it's going to be superhero or something else?
I will still say that I think that Buu Saga or Future Saga is the 2 most likely options. To me personally, I don't think that it will be superhero. I know a lot of people think it could be, but I think that I like the chances of Buu Saga and Future Saga a lot more than compared to anything else. But they could throw a ball like a spin ball at us and it's like, oh, it's Demon King Piccolo. I know people recently are saying Baby Saga. I think that could be cool too, but yeah, I think Buu Saga or Future Saga would be my personal picks.
All right, Joker.
I was hoping for the Baby Saga as well, or something GT related.
Okay, is that what you're thinking, GT?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be super hype. Well, let's go ahead and wrap up our show from here. So that's going to do it for our show today. This has been episode 92 of the Dokkan Battle Podcast. I would like to thank our guest today, Minato and Ice Cold Joker. Also, thanks to Vilify for helping us out behind the scenes. Also, thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring today's podcast. Don't forget to use the code 59gaming at checkout for 20% off your order. My name is Joe Wags, and it's been an absolute honor hosting for y'all today. Thanks to everyone for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one. See ya.